Good. You?
Not bad.
Good.
Today.
Well,
Yeah. That over.
sure. All right.
Ava, do you want to ask the first question?
I'll let you go. Because I felt so bad. We kept stealing his questions earlier.
Okay. We don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, I know, and I just drawing a blank. Can someone else go? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, all right. You have one. You go.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
Yes, Adam Strange is he is a world-weary time traveler. He's someone who wants to be a superhero, and he's stumbled into this place that he's in. He's stumbled into being a hero. If you're familiar with the comics, he was an archaeologist that was on a dig looking for something, and he was teleported by a zeta beam to a planet called Rand. So in that sense, he's really sort of the unlikely hero. And Adam wants to be a top level superhero and really make a difference. And when we meet him, he's at the very beginning of that journey. He wonders if he can be a hero. He wonders if he's meant to do it. So he's grappling with those voices in his head of are you enough? Are you good enough? Are you going to be good? Can you be great? So he's doing that thing that I think we all do, which is, anyone in any chosen field wants to be, I think, if they like what they're doing, they want to be the best at it. But they grapple with the voices and say, maybe you won't be. And they hear the other ones that go, you can do it, keep going forward. So that's where he is, and that's kind of who he is at this point in time.
How much did you know about the character before you started playing him?
I didn't know a whole lot about Adam prior to playing him. I was aware of him, but I didn't realize that he was as big a comic hero as he is. Especially when DC sent me a massive box of Adam Strange comics. It was phenomenal. And it took me a while to go through them. One of the comics is like 500 pages. So he really is no joke. And I'm thankful that I wasn't aware that he was that big. Otherwise, I think I might have been a little more nervous than I was.
What quality of his, after researching, I don't know if you read the entire 500 pages, but what qualities?
Still working through that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot. But
That's quite a bit.
What quality of his that you picked up on from reading the comics was most challenging for you to then tap into while filming?
What quality of his was the most difficult?
Or characteristic?
I'm not sure. What I will say is that when I read for Adam and I read up on him and how he's written and what he's going through, I felt a real through line with him. I felt a connection with him. And oftentimes you read for something and oftentimes you don't connect. And you go, I'm absolutely not right for this. And then sometimes you read something and you go, oh my God, I get him.
Yeah, it's right.
And then they go, yeah, you did a good job, but we don't agree with what you think you know. Fortunately for me on this one, they agreed that with my, diagnosis and how I connected with him. So that was a great plus. I can't really say that there's things that I had a real difficult time connecting with him. I found myself going through the same things as he's going through, which is like, am I going to be good? This is the first live action version of him. Are people going to like it? Am I going to do it justice? Am I a good actor?
Of course.
Well, I mean, but these things are what goes through everybody's head at times, and then I went, wait a second, this is exactly what's going on with Adam, where he's going, can I save Superman? Am I meant to be a hero? Am I going to be good? Am I going to be a failure? And so as soon as I realized that, I went, okay, I think I'm on the right path.
Definitely. It's a perfect role for you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Of course.
We know that he's come to guide Sego kind of to the person he's supposed to be to keep Superman alive. But are we going to learn more about what happened when he was on Earth with Superman during the time, or is it more going to be focused on what's happening now?
I mean, the initial this first season. It's going down. This first season, we have to sort of stick with the central story. We do explore Adam's world and what he's going through. But I think in terms of going further in depth with Adam, I think that's, season 2. And, initially season 1 is it's Adam and Seg, and he's trying to save Superman, obviously, and keep the timeline intact. But just by virtue of Adam time traveling and arriving in Krypton, the timeline is irrefutably changed. So I think he's trying to sort of piece everything back together. It's kind of like trying to hold on to water. It would just keep slipping through your fingers, and he's trying everything he can do to keep that from happening. But it's one of those things that it's going to be a tricky situation to keep in line, and really save Superman. As we all know, Superman needs to be alive. We don't want that guy gone.
How would you describe Adam's relationship with Seg-El and also with Kim? It seems like they kind of bond. How would you describe their relationship going forward in this season?
Well, Cam, Cuff, and I both talk about this, and kind of we both sort of really agreed on it, which was Adam and Seg's relationship are much like Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. They have that banter and that mischief, and they challenge one another. They cause each other to excel. So that's what I think that relationship is. And I think they innately just have a deep respect and caring for one another. In terms of Kem, Kem is Seg's best friend. But I also think Kem's a bit of a cheeky bastard. And I don't think Adam likes being showed up by anybody. So I think he gives that cheek right back. So I think that's what that is. It's that kind of a relationship with Kem, where Kem wants to, be in charge and be, sort of be the figure in Seg's life, and Adam's not there to lose. So there's a little bit of friction, but it's also playful friction. I think they respect one another.
Are we gonna see?
Do you have your question?
I know.
Should we?
Sorry.
No,
I did,
feel
but then
so
she asked
bad.
it. So, no, actually, so every character, when there is set in the universe, there's challenges of bringing that to life. You mentioned a little bit about it earlier. What are some of the hardest challenges you found as an actor trying to work around that, with still bringing your own unique spin to that character of Adam Strange?
I think the challenge is to really get away from what other people would think. And really try and find the depth of their pain and struggle, and the height of their joys, and really what they want, and dig deep enough with them. Because the minute that you go to what people expect, or you think they expect, then you're playing kind of like surface, and it's not going to be connected. But I think if you dig deep, that we're all the same on a very core level. And so that was my job with Adam, is to dig deep and go, what does he truly want? What are his biggest fears? And really explore those. And then how does he overcome them? What are his tools? Otherwise, I'd just be playing at something as opposed to like in it.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.